speaks of 4 different kinds of people in Proverbs: wise people, simpletons or naive people, fools, and evil people. They're also called the wicked, mockers, or scoffers. When you find yourself experiencing conflict, you're going to need to try to discern which kind of person you're dealing with, and then respond accordingly. We must use Matthew 18:15 through 17 as a peacemaking guide with everyone. But knowing the kind of person that you're dealing with will determine how you will apply that passage. It's fascinating to group the Proverbs about each of these kinds of people in conflict situations to see what you learn. But in a nutshell, I want to give you some things to consider. If you're in conflict with a wise person, you will likely come to a quick and satisfactory resolution. Wise people are going to want to make peace. They come with a spirit of fair play, and usually you meet one-on-one in a learning conversation, and the two of you work out your differences, and you even can agree to disagree respectfully, and on you go. But conflict with other kinds of people is more complicated. First, with the simpleton. The simpleton, well, they're decent folk who a lot of times are oblivious to what's going on or inexperienced. It makes them blind to the damage that they're doing, and it makes them sometimes wander off into danger. They're easily seduced and used. They're sometimes envious of other people. They need to be confronted and instructed. They need a model. They need exposure to God's Word, and usually they're teachable, and the conflict can be resolved by guiding them gently and assuring them of your help and your love. Now, the fool is a little different. If you're in a conflict with a fool and they don't get their way, often they tear around like grizzly bears, they lose control, they humiliate themselves, they're impulsive, reckless, quick to anger, impatient, and they tend to babble. Sometimes they're know-it-alls, and they easily are caught in addictions and excesses. They tend to be stubborn, unteachable, unrepentant, and undisciplined. Loving a fool means we hope they get caught in their folly, and we must be careful never to rescue them from the consequences. If they resist meeting with us, we need to finally stop talking, set up those consequences, and stand by them. Fortunately, a fool in time, though, will usually connect with you emotionally. And if they're assured of our love, even though it's a tough love, they will often change their ways. The most difficult person to love in a conflict is the evil person or the scoffer. It's good to know that most evil people don't appear evil. They hide behind a mask of normalcy. But when their deceit is exposed, they delight in hurting other people. They're cruel, heartless, driven by self-interest. And sadly, there are people like this even in the church. If you're in a conflict with someone like that, you may find it difficult to connect emotionally. This person, well, about the only way to work through a conflict is to expose their evil and then stand back for the attack. They will charade as innocent, and they're masters at blaming other people. We simply try to limit the damage they do and refuse to be manipulated by them. Once we've worked through Jesus' process of Matthew 18 with them, we stop talking and we love them with a strong but redemptive love. We hope that it will shame or surprise or unnerve them, and they may not like it. They may walk away, but this is the only way to soften their cold heart. These sound like easy solutions, but every situation is complicated, and there are many things to consider. You may want to read chapter 5 in my book, Leading Women Who Wound, where I give many details and illustrations. But your main goal is to grow in wisdom, and that's what you've been studying in Proverbs. I hope that you are becoming a skilled peacemaker as part of your wisdom study. I'm trusting that you will take to heart what you've learned in this study and join the ranks of wise women. The world so needs wise women, and when you do, Jesus will be